Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, the man with the turtle power, Andre C. Right over here, it's the epic princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Am doing great, Andre. I had a back day today for the first time in a while because of my shoulder injury. I'm pretty sure I did no favors to it, but I kept it light. I kept it light because the personal trainer was watching me and she was like griping at me if I upped my weight. So
Yeah,
gotta go when Sharon's not there. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. We're today just having issues with my car. Hopefully, I can get the issue fixed before Friday so I can go to wrestling.
Yes, do that. Prioritize.
I'm trying. I'm
Top of
trying. I'm
list.
trying. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Top of list.
Top of list. Top of list.
Top of, top of list.
Top of list.
Top of list. Oh,
Oh.
that's an interesting indicator of how this show is gonna go.
Oh, that crazy.
Crazy cupcakes.
We are a couple crazy cupcake. No, we're quazy cupcakes. Quazy cupcakes with a Q, with a QW, with a QU. Quazy with a QU.
Oh man,
If
we
you
are
know what I
unhinged.
if you know what I'm talking about, please message me in the chat and in the comments down below.
The comments. Oh Lord, have mercy. This is gonna be a long episode, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No,
We
it's
have a
really
lot
not.
to talk about, but we're gonna hammer through a bunch of stuff because we have 19
Mhm,
matches to go over. So we are going to
mhm.
hammer through these because in a couple of days we're gonna have 11 more matches to talk about this weekend for the next show for
Yeah.
days 3 and 4. So lots and lots of wrestling. So we're gonna hammer through these. Me and Mel have each picked a
Yes.
match per night for the G1 Climax, which we are here to talk about day 1 and 2.
Mhm.
So we're gonna cover 4 of the matches. I'll still give you the results for all the rest of the matches, and we're gonna talk about a couple glow ups, and that's for sure because there's a couple glow ups on this show for
You
two
know Melba
young.
loves a good glow up.
Oh, heck yeah. But before we do that, we want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. We love hearing from you. We love talking to you. We love just chatting about professional wrestling. Also, don't forget to share us out to all your friends, family, and all the great teachers out there who are just wonderful. Just wonderful. And don't forget to share. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Hello.
Again, every time I make a comment, I'm trying to put it towards what something I'm watching. So
Okay. You're watching something involving school. Okay.
yes, I
Okay.
just finished it, but I'm on to
Oh,
another
oh,
show now. So
well, fine then.
yeah, but we are gonna get into it. G1 Climax 34 days 1 and 2. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it all down. We're gonna break down 4 of the 19 matches on the first 2 nights. We're kicking it off. We have to talk about this. Oleg Boltin versus Ren Narita. The first glow up of the night. Boltin Oleg. I said it the wrong way. I know. I'm sorry. Boltin Oleg coming out. All got new gear. Well, it's really the same gear, just new colors. And he's got a hat on. And it's, yeah, he's Boltin Oleg with a new hat. I love it.
And a new nickname. Come on
Yes.
now.
Uh, the
Bars.
the Boz. Boz. I thought it was
Bars.
Boz. Oh, I thought it
I
was Boz. Like
I don't know how to
BAS.
say it.
I thought it was
No, it's
Boz.
BARS.
Oh, Boz.
Bars.
Boz. Okay, I thought it was Boz. I heard
Bars.
Boz.
We
But yeah,
are the bars.
he is the Kazakh snow leopard. Boltin Oleg now, which I was like, and he's wearing, and I called it. I said he's going to be wearing. Just put him in his Kazakhstani colors, where he's wearing that baby blue with the yellow. I was like, That works. That works.
It does. It works very well with him, with his skin tone, with his hair color, eye color, everything. He does, though. He jumps like Lesnar. He did the apron jump like Lesnar.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about something else he did that was very Lesnar.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're just going to jump to the end. Boltin Oleg hits this huge dropkick for Narita, fights off the gut wrench swing. Narita gets the guillotine knee, goes to the top, hits Hal's guillotine for off the top for 2, then into the armbar, but Boltin stacks him, lifts him onto his shoulders for an F5 million. And then Boltin Oleg picks him up on the shoulders, hits Kamikaze to win his first G1 match in his first G1. Let's go.
Yay! This made me so happy. So, so happy. Um, yeah, yeah. This was just like everything that I had for this match was reacting to Bolton's new look. Also just wanted to mention real quick so we don't leave Mr. Narita out. His look is also something that I'm rather quite fond of. I like the black cloak with the push-up bar is getting a little, old, but that's obviously what his weapon of choice is. But yeah, I actually really like his gimmick, his House of Torture gimmick. I do feel it's given him a lot of personality, which is why I felt that because like for Boltin Oleg's first match and his first win, I feel that this was the perfect person for him to work.
Because for Ren
Good job.
Narita, he's taken a lot of losses this year. So that him taking this loss to Boltin Oleg, really the official graduate, Boltin Oleg,
Mhm.
it doesn't hurt Narita at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump forward. We're not gonna be going that in depth into the rest of the matches because
No.
we just have to. Okay, one more glow up though in Callum
Yes.
Newman. Oh my god, like he's channeling Osprey in the look, the pants. Very. I feel like it's almost a cross between Kyle Fletcher and Will Osprey in the pants with the arrows on it, and then and then with the jacket looking just like Osprey's, like a toned down, a little bit toned down version of one of Osprey's jackets. So
Really, I kind of thought it was like actually more TJP-ish.
yeah,
The
there's TJ,
fur.
yeah, the TGP vibes, but like it's
Yeah.
you can see it's very Osprey inspired though in his look.
Maybe it's a combo of the two. Who
Yeah,
knows?
well, yeah, it's two mentors really. It's his two
Mhm.
mentors. Yeah.
Mhm.
But to the end of this match, no, I forgot to scroll down to the notes. I almost went to the Boltin Oleg finish. Newman hits a drop kick to the back of the neck in the corner. Goes that hop up the ropes into the double stomp to the back off the top and hits the Os Cutter in his first ever G1 match. He gets his first win. So both Boltin and Newman getting their first wins on the first night. It's awesome.
Yes. Yes, it makes me very happy. Um, yeah, I really, really like the whole new look with Newman bringing out the flag and everything. It was a great representation of United Empire and a great way to kick off representation for United Empire. Only other thing I wanted to mention on this one was Shota. Hurt unit on this one. He struggled a little bit, and like there's one point where he was trying to keep up with the pace of the Prince of Pace, which was kind of stupid in the first place. You could see him stumble and kind of trip up, and after that point, it was a struggle for him. Kind of um going throughout the match, just walking was a little laborious for him. So I am concerned about him for the rest of the tournament. However, Andre, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I think we'll talk more about Umino when we get to night 2. But there seemed to have a little struggle, but
Mhm.
he's gonna rebound in this tournament. Like he's gonna be able to
100%.
drive himself back up. So yeah,
100%.
we move on to David Finlay. Did I put this out of order?
You sure did. I have a Phantasmo and Henare next.
I am bad at my job.
Henare and
Yeah. Okay.
and
What the hell did I do here?
did you forget the graphics?
I must have mixed up graphics on the nights. I did.
Uh-oh.
I put the wrong graphic in for
Uh-oh.
I put
Okay.
the day 2 graphic in that place. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna pop this over here while we do this, and we're gonna talk about it. Talk about ELP versus Henare. Absolutely
Yes.
tremendous match. ELP. They're trying to
Mhm.
tell the story of the man who's lost. He still has
Mhm.
a Jado, but he's lost. He lost his Tongans. He lost.
They're kind of almost like I was kinda, like, laughing to myself about it because who am I gonna talk to? But I was kinda like, "W are they doing the Shawn Michaels lost his smile angle with ELP in this tournament?" I really do feel like ELP is actually going to be, the focal point story. There's always, like, a really good story that develops in all of these tournaments. I feel like ELP is going to be the big one. Whether it turns into a Cinderella story or not, I'm not entirely sure yet. I think I need to see a few more
Yeah.
nights to kinda figure that out, but, yeah.
Yeah. So the end of this match comes. ELP gets a burning hammer and Thunder Kiss 86 off the top rope, but Henare kicks out at 2.99. ELP goes for CR2, the second Canadian Revolution, but Henare fights it off, hits that knee to the face, and it's a Samoan drop. Or sorry, the where's he from? And they called it that too. His culture.
Streets of Rage?
No, it starts with an M. His people, his culture.
Maori?
Yeah, the Maori drop is what they called that Samoan drop. But
Okay.
he hits Rampage, planting ELP for 2. ELP does get rolled up on a Streets of Rage attempt by ELP, but ELP only gets 2. Henare comes back with a shot to the liver, picks him up, hits him with one of the best video game one of the best video game series, the Streets of Rage, for the win. Again, awesome match. Henare looking phenomenal. ELP looking very good, but
Mhm.
again, I like the character work.
Mhm, mhm. It's an interesting story that they're gonna be telling with him throughout this tournament for sure. The only thing I wanted to mention is the chemistry between these 2 was absolutely perfect. I felt that these guys had a very, very solid match, and both
Mm.
of them, like, they just did I felt that it was really good. Like, there's some people who can get that chemistry very effortlessly, and then there's some people that we can see who just can't. These guys from start to finish were in perfect sync, perfect flow. You know, it was a great match, very solid match.
Yeah. There we go. And back to the graphics because I'm not totally bad at my job.
Good job, sir, good job.
We get Zack Sabre Jr. versus the Great Okan, my second pick for match of the night, because I loved the technicalness and just how both men were like Khan saying, "I will go and I will face everybody in their type of match. I will go and
Mhm,
and he wants to match everybody." And this was a perfect match because again, both these guys do so well in their technical wrestling. And it's such a fun time watching these two go at it.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So the end of this match comes. Sabre with hits some kicks, but misses the PK. Khan gets the claw in, but Sabre reverses an eliminator into a DDT, falls up with a Zack driver for the win. And as Zack Sabre Jr. is leaving, he starts like playing with a young lion's hair. It was funny.
Wasn't it,
That one with a long ass name.
it can uh,
Yeah, it's the one with a
not
long name.
Makata.
No, not Shamakato. It's the one with the long name. I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah, okay, I have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, the Great Okan really did show his versatility in this one, kinda dragging Zack Sabre Jr. out at one point, tossing him into the chairs and stuff. It was a good
Mhm.
time. Really, really cool to see the transitions with these 2. Because Okan's background, I feel that they were able to transition with the, submission stuff really, really easily. That
Mhm.
technical kinda aspect of this match that we don't always see out of Okan was really on display on that, and I love it.
Yeah, and I love Sabre even getting into the striking game with Khan.
Mhm.
Because you don't see Sabre, that's not his forte. Striking is not his forte. Maybe his kicks are, but
No.
his punches are
Yes.
not. So,
No, he has been putting on a little bit of size, though.
oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So we move on to the oldest man in the tournament, Hirooki Goto versus one of the older men in the tournament, Jeff Cobb. Both men are in their 40s here in this match.
Mhm.
This is a hoss battle. These two just smacking the crap out of each other, and I love it. I just love it.
Mhm.
The end of this match, I do have to point 1.0. Goto hits an Ushigoroshi, but only gets 2.5, according to Walker Stewart.
Thank you, Walker.
You only get 2.5. I laughed at that.
Only
The end of this,
2.5.
yeah, the end of this match, Cobb hit stops at GTR, goes for his own Alohan GTR, but Goto gets a victory roll for 2. Cobb tore the island, is slipped out of it by Goto into the rear naked choke, into a crucifix pin for 2. Cobb lifts Goto for a suplex, then drops him down into Tour of the Islands for the win.
Yeah, and that was a great setup for the tour of the islands too. You got some height. It's great. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to this. This was a very solid, solid match. I just enjoyed it. It was two big, meaty men slapping meat.
Yep, very much. I thought these two just did so well. We
Mhm.
move on to the shortest match of the night. It is Sanada versus
Mhm.
the smart bastard, Jake Lee. That is his new
Mhm.
official nickname. So, a little
Yes.
bit of backstory. Jake Lee's not representing Noah anymore, according to him. He is now representing War Dogs and New Japan Pro Wrestling in this there, because he, at the July 13th show, had his farewell good looking guys match to end the stable. And then he turned on his teammate and chokeslammed him and accepted the Bullet Club War Dog shirt from Mr. Gaito. And he pretty much said, I'm leaving to Noah, and walked out
Kudos.
to New Japan. Yeah. So now he's a smart bastard. So this match
Yeah.
went very quickly. There wasn't a
Yes.
lot here. Sanada trying to get the advantage early, and he's controlling most of this match, getting O'Connor and stuff. But Sanada misses a springboard attack, ends up in the corner, and this is where Jake hits the face break shot, which is that running boot into the corner, haluva kick, and he just crosses the arms of Sanada on the mat. And 1, 2, 3, Jake Lee is your winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the third shocking win for me for the night because I knew Jake Lee was going to be a spoiler in this tournament. I knew he was going to do very, very well. I didn't know he was going to do like beat Sanada well. Holy heck. Smart bastard though, a very appropriate nickname for him. He was very, very intelligent in ring worker and very, very experienced with that effortless charisma that he has. It was odd. I was like sitting there wondering when I saw him come out. I'm like, he's pretty he's interesting to look at, but like there's something he's very popular over there for a reason. I'm gonna hope that this shows me why. This showed me why. We got Captain Sassy Pants out of Sanada at one point in this match. For how short this match was, he was actually able to pull a decent amount of charisma out of Sanada, who's usually not capable of stepping up to that, especially a match so early in the night for him. Um, yeah, I felt this was really, really good match. Really, really good match, especially for
Yeah,
Sonata.
100%. I thought Sanada looked like a star here. I'm like, this is the
Yes,
Sanada we should have had during his championship reign. Where was he at that
Revolution.
point? Like,
Well, Jake Lee wasn't there.
I know. So I don't know. Like, and again, Sanada maybe on the next night wasn't as dynamic in my personal opinion. He was still better than normal. Maybe we're getting
We'll talk
G1
about that when
Sanada.
we get there.
Maybe we're getting G1 Sanada.
Oh, well, I mean, because G1 Yoshihashi is no longer a thing-a-ding, is it?
Yeah, he probably here's my power. Be stronger.
Oh
We move on
dear.
to my pick of the night, and I'm picking a
Yeah.
Yuya Uemura match. I never thought I'd do that in this entire tournament, but I am. David Finlay versus Yuya Uemura, the not so black hole of charisma in Yuya Uemura, because David Finlay brought some out of this kid, and I loved it, man. Um, yeah, getting to the match, Finlay sending Uemura over the top, knocks him off the apron into the barricade. I thought they were gonna do the Abe-san spot here, but Abe-san didn't fall over,
Yes.
which
Thank goodness.
I was impressed by.
Hmm.
He ends up spitting at people in the crowd. Finlay pulls Uemura back, like he knocks him over the barricade, and then he pulls him through the barricade back in. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, like he barely fit, but he made it.
Yeah. There's one point later on when they're on the outside, and Finlay ends up spitting at Hiromu Takahashi, who's on
Did you
commentary.
see why?
Well, there's a whole thing about him wanting Hiromu wanting to get open weight title matches. So I don't know.
He was wearing Finley's jacket.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was why he was getting so mad. He was wearing that really nice intro jacket with the fuzziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stole it and he put it on. He was wearing it at commentary.
I didn't realize that. Okay. But again, I think we might get a global championship match out of this. It's very possible.
And
Uemura,
what
Larry.
better
Oh,
way to step Hiromu, sorry, what better way to step Hiromu into a heavier weight division than a global championship opportunity? Sorry, continue.
yeah. Back of the ring, Uemura, Lariat's Finlay over the top. They both go over, but Uemura hangs on, skins the cat back in, hits a running plancha to the floor, and is whipping Finlay into the barricades and repeatedly. Later in the match, Finlay avoids the O'Connor roll, hits a Blue Thunder bomb for 2, falls up with a huge Dominator, but again, he can only get 2. Uemura slips the power bomb, hits a German for 2, then holds him like with the bridge, rolls him through, and hits a Dragon suplex, but again, only gets 2. The deadbolt gets stopped. Finlay hits the belly to belly. They trade strikes. Uemura hits the Pele kick, but Finlay comes back with a huge lariat, hits repeated buckle bombs, but Uemura ranas him into a pin off the power bomb. And Uemura is your winner. This surprised the piss out of me.
Uemura.
Yeah, Uemura.
Oh man. Oh man. Andre,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this?
Honestly, I'm not mad because I think they did a great job in pulling character out of Uemura. I think Finlay in this create again. They're going to create challengers for the title in the fall, and if you can give me this Uemura against Finlay again, I'm okay with this match as long as Finlay keeps his title.
Yeah, same. Same. We
Yeah.
don't need Uemura having another title quite yet. But yeah, what do I have to add? Um, Finley has a new style of pantaloons, if you will. They're kind of military style. So they're kind of like baggier, and he doesn't wear his knee pads over top of them like Drilla kind of did. He wears them underneath, so they look like legit kind of military style pants. I'm not the biggest fan of that style, but I get the reasoning why. They're the war dogs. It kind of makes sense to look military-esque. So I think that the look works really well.
Mm.
Um, there's that European uppercut that Finlay does, that running European uppercut that he does in the corner. That's always a favorite of mine. I don't know why I love those so much. They're just and then he follows it up with that release suplex where he just like wee the person across the ring. I love that. Um, there's a head flip that Uemura does, very reminiscent of our local Jared Rogers, that I thought was super impressive. Because like you don't see a lot of people do that. That's actually something super impressive to have a neck that strong. Um, yeah, the jacket on commentary, the suplexes, Dominator from Finley. Um, so the suplex pin attempts by Yu Uemura were impressive. I don't know what I meant by that, but
Oh, probably the German suplex with the bridge, and then the dragon suplex with the bridge. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the fact that
There you go. See?
he held on to it when he rolled out of the bridge and
Yeah.
push into the dragon.
That's probably why I was impressed with it. I wish I wrote more detail. I was probably just enjoying the rest of the match. I did feel this was a little bit of a shocking loss for Finlay, especially given how the second name went.
Mhm.
But I think I agree with you. I'm not too mad about it because it gives Yuya some momentum going into the rest of the tournament, which I think is good because I think positive Yuya is better than mopey dopey
Mhm.
Yuya. So I'll take it. I'll
Yep.
take it. That being said, I am concerned about Finlay.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. This man will come back. He is going to get third place in his block. I'm telling you right now. That's what I predicted. We move on to not the worst evil match I've ever seen because Gabe Kidd is a goddamn star. Gabe Kidd playing the good guy here.
Right? This
Yeah.
is the second time we have seen a War Dog do that in these tournaments. That first one being Clark Connors. Now we see Gabe Kidd playing face a little bit. What the hell is going on?
So this clocked in as a 10-minute match, but it's probably more like 18 because they fought on the outside for a good like 7 or 8 minutes before the match started.
Yeah, it's
Um,
true.
Lots of shenanigans throughout, but from both men in this match. But again, like he's so good, man. The end of this
Mhm.
match comes. Um, Kid ends up taking out the dick, not his, Dick Togo, and then attacks Evil. Marty Asami's trying to stop him. Kid tosses Marty out of the ring. This is where Dick Togo comes back in, chokes Kid, but Kid reverses, gets the garrote, and he starts attacking uh, uh, Dick Togo, but he gets low blowed by Evil. They hit the magic killer. Evil stands him up. Everything is evil. Evil is your winner. Just a great match at the end this way. I was like, wow, I'm enjoying an evil match. And then, yeah.
Yeah. It was actually, yeah, it was a really great match. I agree. Because Gabe Kidd is a freaking star. The topic on Halo to start the match before Evil and Togo had even made it to the ring. Like, god dang. That was
Mhm.
great. But then the chair spot where Gabe Kidd is just running full tilt Suzuki style across the auditorium, then he meets Mr. Chairface.
Mhm. That was
God
pretty good.
damn.
And then he put the thing on his neck and did that home run chair shot around his neck. I haven't seen Evil do that in a while too, so it was kind of almost cool to see him do it again in a way.
Right? Right? It's like they stop doing shit for a while. Suddenly you start to miss it when they bring it back. You suddenly are like, "Aw,
Yeah.
missed you."
I wish they would just take away House of Torture for a while, and maybe we'd learn to miss them.
They're not gonna do that.
No, we move on to Melball's pick.
Oh, yeah. Was there any
Uh,
doubt?
so do you want me to go through the notes first,
Yeah.
and then you can come in with your stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had a note in here before she even told me what her pick was. Says Melball pick? Question mark? Because I know how in love she is with these two people.
Yeah.
We gotta send. Oh, we got
These are like
invitations. We gotta send them invitations.
please do, please do. Yeah, these are one of my favorites from NJPW, one of the reasons I watched anything AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take us into it, my friend.
Man, I really wish Don Callis was here with Takeshita. I really want Takeshita to win to do Don Callis proud. I'm joking.
I
I'm
hate you
joking.
right now. I hate you so much
You
right
know
now.
I was gonna do that. Come on, you know it's gonna be a good
Rude.
joke. Tsuji gets the advantage early. Konosuke rake in the eyes, but Tsuji fights back. Konosuke Takeshita gains speed, drops Tsuji, sending him out of the ring, and he hits a beautiful tope con hilo. They whip each other
Mhm.
into the barricades. Konosuke ends up flapjacking Tsuji on the barricade. A little bit later, Tsuji Rana's Konosuke off the top, sending him out, and he hits a corkscrew tope con hilo to the floor. Tsuji
Yeah.
did it. Pretty impressive.
Mhm.
Takeshita fights with Tsuji, goes for the suplex, and he gets Tsuji up, hits that brain buster, but he can't capitalize. They're trading attacks in the corner. Takeshita gets his power drive knee and a German, but he only gets two. Tsuji cuts him off up top. They brawl. Takeshita. This is where Takeshita like falls off the top, and I was like, oh my god, because he fell head first. I'm like, oh god. No, twice. I thought it was only twice. I only noticed them
The
falling twice.
first time was the first time was the head one. The second time he stumbled down to the apron and recovered quicker. And then this another time he fell down to the apron a little more awkwardly, and they
Oh,
took a
okay.
little while to set that up.
Yeah, so I was scared he was hurt. They go back up. Takeshita falls again, then back up, and I guess he falls again. But Tsuji ends up getting a Spanish fly off the top. I kind of wish they would have just abandoned the spot. Um,
Yeah.
Takeshita dodges the Gene Blaster, gets a German and a big boot, hits a Poison Rana, but Tsuji hits a super kick when he's going for the power drive knee and hits the Falcon Arrow for Dose. The end of this match comes Tsuji with a Rana-like maneuver, and then the headbutt follows it up with a Marlowe crash off the top, but he only gets two. He lines up Gene Blaster, but Konosuke hits him with the power drive knee to stop the Gene Blaster, picks him up, Blue Thunder Bomb, and follows with the Dead to Rights Falcon Arrow for the win. Well, my prediction of Tsuji going undefeated is over on night one.
But I feel like, like holy hecking crap, what a match though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Takeshita calls himself the alpha. These were two alphas standing in the ring across from each other. Like the story that they told at the beginning where they were sizing each other up, just kind of like limbering around the way. It took them a good little while of building intensity, stirring the pot, if you will, um, before getting into this incredible freaking match. What do I have here?
I got one
Okay.
comment though from that size up at the beginning.
Hmm.
Tsuji is a tall MFer, and
He
Takeshita's
was
taller.
dwarfed. Yeah,
That
he
is
was dwarfed by
insane.
Takeshita.
That was
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there was a forearm that Takeshita tried to throw at Tsuji near the beginning there when they were still kind of sizing each other up in the corner. Looked stiff as frick. I loved it. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be so good. Yeah, the Tope con Hilo that Takeshita did to Tsuji, where he pretty much slammed himself into the barricade as well, was just mental. Did you see that where he went like chest first straight into it? Yeah,
Mm.
looked a little painful. Uh, reverse dingle dangle by Tsuji.
But he tried, but Takeshita
He got it
unhooked
up.
him barely because Takeshita unhooked his
He
legs
got
almost
it up.
immediately. Like,
He got it up. There was danglage. There was dinglage. There was dingling danglage. It was a reverse dingle dangle. Oh, I did say reverse dingle dangle almost.
yeah, there you go. That's better.
So, yeah, there've been better. Um, I felt that there was a bit of a battle of suplexes at one point where they were just back and forth suplexing, 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 suplexing. Mine's better, mine's better, mine's better, mine's better. I always like that. It's just a nice little show of strength. There's a face stomp thing that Tsuji does from the corner that I really, really like.
Yeah, the
Where
Marlowe
he
crash
like,
where he hops up and then comes down with the stomp.
yes,
Or is
yes,
the one where
okay,
he
Marlo.
catches the person? Or is it one where he catches them with his legs and slams their face?
Yeah, the slammy thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking Marlowe Crash, which is that big giant stomp off the top. No,
No,
okay.
it's the thing where he supports it and yeah.
Okay.
The German there was a German German suplex pin that Takeshita did on Tsuji that was just picture perfect. Jumping knee by Takeshita is just insane. The height that he gets on that is just mental, mental. Yeah, the top rope Spanish fly was a little iffy. I also wish they kind of just abandoned the move after that point and just kind of went on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, There's one point where Tsuji's just feeding Takeshita forearm, and Takeshita just winds up and just nails Tsuji once, and down he freaking goes. It's like, holy frick, this is great. Yeah, and last thing, the blue thunder bomb that freaking Takeshita does is just the bounce that Tsuji got off the landing on that. I was like, God damn. So good. I love that. Good match.
Yeah, absolutely incredible match. Let's move on to the main event. It is
Yeah.
Shingo Takagi versus Tetsuya Naito, Battle of L.I.J. Incredible match.
Mhm.
We're going to get to the finish. The last of the dragon gets reversed into a half Destino, but Naito cannot capitalize. Naito puts Shingo up top, hits the Rana off the top, falls with a tornado DDT. He goes for Destino, but it's stopped. But Naito does hit Valencia. Destino gets blocked again. Naito hitting kicks. Shingo catches him and hits him with the Takagi driver 98. But he only gets 2. Sliding elbow, and Takagi picks up his leader. Last of the Dragon for the win. Shingo Takagi beats the IWGP World Champion.
Yes. Did you hear Chris Charlton correcting Walker Stewart for it?
Yeah, because he yells,
Loved it.
"Made in Japan," and Chris just goes, "Last of the Dragon."
Last of the Dragon. Loved it.
Oh, so
Loved
good.
it.
So good.
They do. Shingo refusing the fist bump. Beginning of the match, that was a little awkward. But he has something to prove in this thing, and I think it was the right decision. Told a little bit of a story there. There's the back and forth that they did a lot with. That was just so good. It was definitely an anything you can do, I can do better
Mm.
kind of match. Yeah, I felt that Shingo really showed up and showed out in this one. I was really, really impressed with this.
Yeah, I really thought this was a great match. So, quick point update. It's very easy right now. Jake Lee, Evil, Sabre, Newman, and Takagi all with 2 points in the A block. The rest with 0. Easy
Mhm.
update on this on these first couple of nights. B block, Cobb, Henare, Boltin, Oleg, Konosuke, Takeshita, and Yuya Uemura all with 2 points, and the rest with 0. I love night 1 updates. It's so easy.
It is. It's the easiest one.
Yeah. So we move on to night 2, and we get Sanada versus I scrolled down. Sanada versus Callum Newman. Honestly, like I thought Sanada still had really good charisma in this match. Like not
Hmm.
quite what he had on night 1 with Jake
Hmm.
Lee, but it's still like it's G1 Sanada, man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
G1 Sanada needs to stick around.
Yeah. Sanada reverses Newman. He flips him onto his tummy, and then he picks him up, and then he picks him up and gets him with a magic screw. He hits him with a shining wizard, hits a rounding body press, or goes for the rounding body press, but is missed. And Newman hits a flying knee, hits that corner drop kick to the back of the neck, hits that double jump stomp off the top, and but that is avoided. Sanada misses the shining wizard. They each are reversing each other's moves. Newman gets a tornado kick, goes for the ass cutter, but is caught into deadfall, and Sanada gets the win. I loved the catch of the ass cutter into deadfall. I thought it was a great setup.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. I agree. Um, I was a little disappointed that Newman lost this one, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a fantastic show off match for both these guys. And like you said, that charisma that was pumped into him by Jake Lee the night before, clearly remaining with Sonata, giving us this really great chemistry between these two. The Paradise Lock attempt, I think, was one of my favorite spots of this because he was just so prepared for what it was Sonata was trying to do. I really enjoyed it. Good match. Good match.
Yeah, great strong match. The next match is my honorable mention of the night. It's Boltin Oleg versus Henare. I told you we had an honorable mention. This was so good. This shows me that Oleg and Henare need to have a match down the road for the Never title. Cause holy crap,
100%.
Dude, when he was doing that swinging Baszler to Henare,
Hinare,
holy moly! Like just
right?
swinging Baszler, doing that swinging Baszler, just swinging Henare around. It was crazy.
Yeah, very, very good show of strength. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the end, Boltin stops Ultima, hits strikes. Henare hits a spin kick, but he comes back with a spin kick to the head, hits that flying headbutt, and picks him up for the Streets of Rage. Great gaming franchise for the win. Dude, a bunch of his moves are named after video games. The Rampage, video game, Streets of Rage. Ultima is a move from Final Fantasy. Yeah.
I was gonna say I know Ultima because I've been watching the Final Fantasy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Rampage because I have the stupid arcade of it.
Mm-hmm.
Streets of Rage is not one I'm privy to.
A Sega game from the 90s, and then they just released Streets of Rage 4 a couple of years back. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
It's been a while since I've dated a gamer, so I'm sorry. Yeah, this was a great match. Great
Mm-hmm.
match. Great follow up for Boltin. And the loss in this does not take
Not at all.
away at all from the momentum. I'm excited to see how the rest of his tournament goes.
Yeah, me too. Again, it was a really good spot. So we move
Mhm.
on to the great Okan versus Gabe Kid. Again, this was Okan stepping up to face Kid in just a brawl, and he was brawling with him, and they were brawling all over the place. So they spent more time on the outside than in the ring, I think. It was crazy.
Yes.
The spot where they
Yes.
both ran back in at 19. Mel's favorite number in wrestling. So
I
that's
did
at the
not
end.
like that spot.
Yeah, they're brawling up the ramp. They both get back in at 19, where they end up sprinting back in. It's a very long 19 to 20. They trade Germans in the ring. Khan hits grapple Fado Khan. Kids bites the hand to get out of the eliminator and hits a lariat for 2. Khan stops the pile driver and it turns it into an intercollegiate slam, according to Walker and Chris. Both men's just are hitting hard strikes, and Kid just goes off the rope, comes back with that rebound lariat, taking Khan out and getting the win. Again, incredible match between these two.
hmm hmm There's kind of like a little redemption match for Kid, but holy heck, he was on fire. Crowd favorite too, and he's still unhinged. He's still war ready, but he's like nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to describe, but like it doesn't remove any intimidation factor from him at all. I would be running for the hills if he starts stomping towards me, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
again, he hasn't changed anything, but this crowd just got behind him, and it was perfect.
absolutely. Yeah. This was a great match.
Oh,
Great
heck yeah.
match.
We move on to El Phantasmo versus Ren and Narita. They talked about a little bit of history of them working together back before Narita had joined House of Torture when he was kind of Hantai adjacent. Same with ELP was Hantai adjacent there for a little bit together.
Oh, the
Uh,
strong style.
yeah, when he was Strong Style, which was Hantai adjacent, and ELP was joining GOD, which was Hantai adjacent. So they ended up working together a few times throughout that time. But yeah,
hmm
I like that they gave it a little bit of history, but then Narita saying this is his first G1, even though it's a second because the first real Narita G1.
hmm
The end of
Yeah.
this match comes. Narita ends up grabbing the ref. ELP shoves the ref out of the way, and Narita gets a chop block to the knee, follows it up with the double cross for the win. Mm-hmm.
Mer.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed by the end of this.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. I
it was
definitely
a really
felt,
good match.
yeah. Just felt that, you know, Phantasmo deserved it a little bit better.
I think they're gonna tell a story with this though.
It's true, because like in all these tournaments, you probably like I hear this every time we have a tournament. There's always a Cinderella story. And I feel
TJP.
like it could, yeah, TJP was in the Super Junior. I think Phantasmo is going to be our Cinderella in this one, and I look forward to it. I hope to see his jacket on as his mood changes throughout the tournament, because it's weird seeing him come out with a broken heart and nothing on his jacket.
And his partner's all the way in another continent, working for another company now. So
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed also. Like, why is Jocto there? Still got the GOD badge.
but because El Phantasmo was technically a member of God, and
There's no GOD. GOD was the guys who were in WWE now.
no, Jackdo and El Phantasmo are God. What are you talking about? They're the last remnants of God.
I hope Phantasmo finds his way.
Me too.
Follow the Leopleurodon. Magical Leopleurodon.
We move on to Evil versus the not so smart bastard Jake Lee in this match. This was a good.
He tried.
Yeah, it was a pretty good match throughout, but at the end of this game, Evil hits a thumb to the eye to stop the choke slam. But Lee ends up fighting him off, and he gets the choke slam. But as it's happening, Evil does get another thumb to the eye as he's getting choke slammed. Lee ends up running into the exposed corner, going for his haluva kick there, but Evil gets out of the way, and then he gets hit with the powder to the face by Mr. Togo. And Evil hits everything is evil for the win. And my note after that was bullshit.
Balls. All the balls.
Yeah. Evil's.
You can only prepare for so much with. Sorry, which?
Evil's on top of the block with this win.
Yeah, I know. I know. But for every Cinderella story there is a downfall story as well. So we can only hope.
Let's hope.
Yes.
Let's
hope. Yeah. There was I mean, you can only do so much against House of Torture, though, right? You got to have eyes in the back of your head. And I feel like Jake Lee came into this match pretty confident, but he forgot about the little dick. It's unfortunate.
The little dick's always getting in the way.
Yeah, always ringing them bells.
It's not usually a problem for little dicks. Don't usually get in the way, though.
Right? Which is why this one's an interesting problem.
We move on to a much better match. Hirooki Goto versus Uemura. Again, I don't think we got as much out of Uemura in this match charisma-wise, but he still was better than he has been.
Mm-hmm.
And Goto, because I don't look at Goto as a super charismatic person either. That's the other thing. But he's got that like very dry. He's got that dry charisma where he's charismatic even without being expressive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So the end of this match comes. They're trading chops at center. Uemura unloads with strikes, but Goto gets an inverted GTR. It's a lariat, then gets him up for GTW, but can only get two. Kicks by Goto. He unloads with slaps, but Uemura hits a headbutt, but he can't get the deadbolt. But he avoids a GTR into the backslide, then follows it up with the deadbolt for the win. Yeah. Did not expect that.
I did not expect it either.
Not mad at it.
I'm again, it's kind of weird because I'm not either. It's funny that we've said that for now 2 Yuya Uemura matches in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Kid's growing on us.
Yeah.
Can't figure out if it's a plant or a rash, but kid's growing on us.
I think it's more like black mold.
That's not pretty to look at, though.
Nor is a rash.
Well, haven't figured out. Haven't figured out my attraction to Yuya yet. Yeah. This was a fun match. Again, it was better than the match before, just because I didn't feel that we got the ability to see a whole lot of Jake Lee's kind of ability against a threat like Evil. But this match was just a straight up really awesome traditional wrestling match for me, because Yuya does tend to wrestle that kind of 80s traditional style, and as does Goto. So I felt that this was just a really great traditional match.
Yeah.
I did find it interesting that he wore a jacket similar to Goto when he came out, Yuya Uemura. Just a different color.
It's true.
Yeah.
We move on to Shingo Takagi versus Shota Umino. Man, Shota really stepped it up from the night before. I think like I switched turned on with this kid, and he matched fire for fire with Shingo Takagi, which is very hard to do for even the most charismatic and fired up people in professional wrestling. Not many can match the intensity of Shingo Takagi, and Umino went toe to toe with him. The end of this match comes. There was a backslide into a cradle DDT by Umino, and both men are down. Umino comes out back with an exploder, and but Shingo hits a Shingo bomber. And but Umino gets another exploder. Umino hits a he hits the exploder, stopping a Shingo bomber, as the commentary was saying, which is the lariat
Okay.
stopping bomber. Umino hits Blaze Blade, but Shingo stops a Death Rider. They start trading strikes, but Umino gets him up for what kind of looked like a Death Rider and gets the win. So ending sequence was really off. The match was insane, but that ending sequence was just off to me.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. It's interesting to see from the match that Shingo had the night before to this one difference, but again, it was also interesting to see the difference from Shota the night before to this one. I think he got an epidural. He just couldn't feel his legs very well. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to this one really. I just kind of enjoyed this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to my favorite match of the night. It's one of my favorite rematches because, man, I love watching these two G1s. It is Tetsuya Naito versus
Not
Zack Sabre
surprised.
Jr. with Kosei Fujita. Sabre wants the fist bump, like the LIJ fist bump to start, but Naito ends up goes for it, but then spits in his face. They get into a bunch of roll ups. It's just a great little spot there. A little bit into the match, Zack gets as I think they call it the English surfboard, where he's got the legs hooked with the knees into the back, and it's a straight jacket choke as he's pulling him over his knees. I was like, it's an English surfboard, eh? Okay.
Yes. I liked it though.
Sabre gets an inverted triangle over the ropes and drag Naito out to the floor. Hits uppercut, but Naito reverses the whip, sending Zack into the barricade. Then puts him on the apron, hits a sick-looking hangman neck breaker. Naito gets him back in the ring, hits elbows and Esperanza off the second rope. Zack avoids Destino, but Naito gets Naito down, and he gets a beautiful looking dragon sleeper on Naito. I was like, yeah, let's go. Turns it into, after 6 or 7 seconds, goes the inverted triangle, but then Naito gets a foot on the ropes. Zack, towards the end of this match, Zack stops the Destino into the Zack driver, but he cannot capitalize, which was just like, okay. They start trading strikes to center. Naito goes to those elbows to the neck, dropping Sabre, and they each start reversing each other's finishers, trading pins. Sabre avoids the enziguri, twists him up, gets the European clutch with the arms crossed and him balancing on his head for the win. And then Sabre immediately leaves the ring, grabs the IWGP title off of the table, and goes into the crowd. And there's this perfect shot from in the crowd of Sabre holding the belt, and it's over his back, and he's looking at Naito in the ring. I was like, oh God, it's shooting Sabre from behind. I'm like, oh my God, it was a great shot. I wanted to get it for this, but I just didn't have time to find it. So good.
So good. Yeah, this was a really, really fun match. I did feel like I feel like Zack knew that he had Naito's number pretty early in this match, and that it was just kind of him toying with Naito for a little bit. Um, just a really, really fun match. I love seeing Zack Sabre Jr.'s technicality now. Like, it's just so good. I feel like some of Naito's moves, the setup for it was taking a little bit longer than usual, or Zack Sabre Jr.'s just got faster. Maybe a combo of the 2, I'm not sure. But, like, some stuff, like, when he was setting up Esperanza, sometimes it felt like, oh, if Zack really wanted to, he could weasel his way out of there. He's taking just, like, that splittiest of a split second long that is only window of opportunity Zack Sabre Jr. needs to capitalize. But yeah, good pick, man. This was a great match.
So stellar. Like I watched that Boltin and Henare match, and I loved it. But then this happened, and I'm like, why does this have to
Yeah.
be better? Because I loved that other match. That's why I gave it the honorable mention. I had to.
Yeah.
But we move on to the Melball pick, and then it's a trend seeming to go here. Yota Tsuji's in 2 of her matches now.
It was a great
Interesting.
freaking match.
I don't know. I think there might be a Tsuji element here. There might be a little bit of a salmon thing here going on here. S Early
Do
on,
love
Tsuji
salmon.
gets a Boston Crab, but Finlay just, like, just clawing so quickly to get to the ropes. I love the
Yeah.
desperation in it. A little bit
Mhm,
later into the match, Tsuji catches Finlay in the corner, with the feet, driving that face down into the mat that Stomp Mel likes.
mhm.
Finlay stops the Marlowe crash, shoving him to the apron, and Finlay drop kicks him off into the barricade. They end up fighting on the floor. He ends up lawn darting Tsuji into the post. In the ring, he hits a big dominator in the ring. Only gets 2. He calls for 10 power bombs, but then just goes for a suplex, but can't get it. So Tsuji hits a suplex. I was just like, you just called for 10 power bombs. Why are you doing a suplex?
Because he's a dastardly villain and he likes to lie.
Yeah. A little bit later in the match, Marlowe crashes, miss. Finlay goes for the spear, but Tsuji hits the knee to the head, and Tsuji gets a Falcon Arrow for 2. Gene Blaster is stopped, and Finlay gets into oblivion, into those trash pandas for 2. They fight back and forth, and Finlay hits a power bomb, then a buckle bomb, then another power bomb, but Finlay ends up dropping to the mat too. So like doesn't not capitalize on the pin. Finlay goes for overkill, but gets rolled up for 2. But Finlay comes back with a discus lariat. Overkill is avoided, but Finlay unloading hard strikes to the head of Tsuji. Tsuji comes back with this sick headbutt. And then Gene Blaster, and you think it's over, but nope, he hops to that top rope and hits that Marlowe crash for the win. And what the hell, David Finlay, is going on? I'm pretty sure he's going to be the other Cinderella in this tournament.
Probably either that or he's gonna have, like, everybody in this block beating down his door for a title opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which, if he defends it successfully, I wouldn't be mad about. I think
Mm-hmm.
that'd be cool. Anyway, um, plus all benefits everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, I'm gonna focus on this. This was so fracking good. The story that was definitely told here was just so fun because Tsuji was a young lion still when Finlay was already working in NJPW with Juice. So to see the transition from the young lion into the big card main roster guy, come back with that unique style and to combat the unique style of David Finlay. Like Finlay, I think, struggled at some points keeping up with Tsuji. Just Tsuji is so deceptively fast for how big he is. Um, there was one point where they were on the outside and he was like slamming Tsuji into the announce tables, pissing off with Hiromu again. Feel like that's probably gonna be a thing going at some point, and I kinda wanna see it, because how funny would those promos be to see David Finlay just lipping off about Hiromu and
Yep.
Hiromu just screaming. at the camera. I kind of can't wait for that, actually.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm happy, and I feel like this is the rerailment of Yota Tsuji going forward. I
Mhm.
think that first match for you, man, was a hiccup.
And I think it almost like Konosuke kind of needed that win to set himself
Mhm,
for this tournament to show like, no, I'm a dominant presence here. Fear
mhm.
me going forward. So like I think he kind of
Poor
needed that
me.
win for that to create that feeling for him there.
I agree.
So quickly, A block. You have Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil on top with 4 points. You have Jake Lee, Kyle Newman, Shingo Takagi, Sanada, Gabe Kidd, and Shota Umino all with 2 points. And then the Great Okan and the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Tetsuya Naito, both with 0 points. Over in the Bay block, we have Henare and Yuya Uemura on top with 4 points. Then you have Jeff Cobb, Konosuke Takeshita. Both men still had to have to face on night 3 to catch up to the rest of the people in the block. So they are at 2 points. Then you have Boltin, Oleg, Red Narita, Yota Tsuji, all 1-1 with 2 points. And then you have El Phantasmo, Hirooki Goto, and David Finlay, all with 0 points. So
Mhm.
it's been interesting. I think the B block is going to be insanely interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I felt like the B block was the one that was like, it's gonna be the funnest.
But even the A block,
Funnest?
the more I see from it, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, what a tournament we're getting.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And one quick thing tonight too. If Chris Charlton wasn't there, I really think Jeff Cobb could have done a great job on commentary.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
I'm hoping we get a night of Cobb. I'm kind of want to hear Finlay on commentary. I'd like to hear him get back on there again. He wasn't
I
totally
wouldn't mind
horrible
giving
last
him a
time.
second chance.
Yeah, and then I think out of the A block, I kind of want to hear Gabe Kidd. Just want to hear shit all over people.
Yeah, and, him, what was it? Contribute to the retired wrestlers fund.
Yeah, and Newman, who actually did a good job on the night he did commentary.
He
I
did,
want I want
yeah.
him on. I want him on a B block show. I want to hear him do
That'd be
commentary on a B
cool.
block show. Yeah, yeah. So we have come to the end of another edition of NJPW Puroresu Review. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here. You can find me on the X at that Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada Did. You can find me on Facebook at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also go over and check our friends over at BAM Weekly. That will be changing soon, but go check out their Facebook page. It's going to be changing the logo and the name. Everybody that's part of the page will still be able to be there. So go over, subscribe to the BAM Weekly page. I'm in and out of the chats over there. We got some stuff coming soon from them, and we'll be part of that too. And then you can also find me over at twitch.tv/our local establishment on Marvel Talk and the Japanese Wrestling Update. You can also find those shows over at youtube.com/at our local establishment. You can also find us over at youtube.com/at backbreaker video, where Mike simulcasts all of our shows. You can also go to twitch.tv/Mike Direct to see all the live content Mike puts out, all his AEW watch alongs, and all the gaming he does multiple times per week. And if you want gaming replays, go to youtube.com/at backbreaker_gaming. You can find him, Mr. PJC, this guy right here, Mr. Rick Jules, and therefore a quaint guest.
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do. Melbo, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me, as Andre mentioned, on our local establishment's programming, Japanese wrestling update on Fridays, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. And this week it's not, because we are very busy. It's very hot out. We have a lot of stuff that we have to record for the G1, and we are attending the Love Pro Wrestling show on Friday. So we will not be available, but it will be back for you the following Friday. We just don't know if it's going to be live yet or not.
It should be, but we don't know.
Some places are just disorganized. You can also catch me on Astro Bazaar's YouTube channel where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase, a show all about the ladies. I have not been diligent in nagging on her enough this week to set up a episode, but we will hopefully be back next week with a brand new episode. But go to her website or her YouTube channel there to see our most recent episode about Mercedes Monet and Stephanie Vaquier. If you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave a link in the description box down below. Is njpwworld.com. It is how much yen?
Well, it's 999 yen, but it's now like 1,200 and some yen for existing people. I don't know. It's a giant mess now.
10 Canadian?
More like
God,
1450.
Shout out John Spears, but more like 1450 according to this guy. Yeah. Oh, hi, Eddie. Still an amazing price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. And if you want a taste of what you can get with NJPW, go ahead and check out their World TV title matches. They are all totally free. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Again, just want to say thank you all so very, very much for all the great support here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out to your friends, family, and just weird little devil cats. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong. Hello. And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.